owns the man that he made.
Listen.
I'm owned. I belong to somebody.
That's it.
Who you belong to? Whose name is on me?
He.
I was Walcott. That meant I belonged to somebody named Walcott.
Yeah.
Till I got an X.
Yeah.
I threw off the shackle of Walcott. Now I want to be owned by God. Now I wear God's name. He owns me. He owns you too. Whether you got an X or a holy name or a slave name, God is the owner. Well, then why not acknowledge he got the right to own you? He got the right to tell you what to do and to make you into something. He wants to make you a lion, make you a god, make you fearless again, and put you back on the throne. What the hell is wrong with you that you don't want to come back to God and let God make something out of you? I think I'm a good example.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The white man can't say he made Farrakhan.
Right. Right.
There's no teacher out there that can say, I made him. There's no leader out there that can say, oh yeah, I taught Farrakhan. Ain't none of you taught me nothing.
Right.
I can point to my teacher, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
Huh? Come on. But look at the product that he made. People say, man, that Farrakhan, he'll tell them what's on his mind. You're damn right. Why shouldn't I? I'm not afraid. I told the Jews, man, there ain't nothing you got to frighten me. I don't have to lie to you. Who the hell do you think you are that I got to change now since I'm in your face? I said, you make yourself too big. No, what I say behind the closed door, I say it to your teeth. But look, brothers, I ain't no better than you. You're lying too. But you keep lying to yourself, lion. You're a mighty black man. But fear is making a mouse out of you. When if you started roaring right, everything would start laying down around you. And if you doubt it, brother, don't do this to try it. No, don't do this to try it. But before you leave this earth, a circumstance is going to come up. If you try it, you'll find you're the winner.
Right.
You know, white folks will try you, brother. And once they find fear in you, they eat you up.
Right.
Then they just pounce on you. They'll come in a pack, 8 or 10 of them, after one black man. You see 8 or 10 crackers, you say, I know I don't have a chance. And you get your motor. This Quran says, if there be 10 of you steadfast, you'll put to flight 100. If there's 10 of you steadfast, you put to flight 100. Steadfast in what? In your faith in God. Master Farad Muhammad came to back us up. Master Farad Muhammad came to save us. Master Farad Muhammad came to fight for us. He came to prove through us that he's God, and beside him there ain't no other God. How the hell can he prove himself if we're a bunch of punks and don't want to walk out on what he taught us and stand up like men and do what he asks us to do? Excuse me. Getting a little excited.
Go ahead, brother.
What I'm saying to you, brothers, your God is standing with you.
Yes.
He wants us to do bold exploits, not foolish exploits. Bold exploits in his name, that he can show forth his power through us. When we stood with the Reverend Jackson, we weren't trying to show off. We loved our brother. Our brother was attempting to do something that in a sense would free the minds of our people. I mean, just for our people to think, I can be president of the United States, meaning not that you can be president, but I can rule white people. That's the big thing underneath that. Can you imagine black folk thinking that you the slave? And now you thinking, I can rule these people. I'm good enough to rule these people. That's the thought that they're scared of. Jesse want to be president? They said, we can't let this happen. All these little children seeing Jesse on television, debating the best minds that white folk got and beating them to death. That will make little black boys know we're not only good basketball players, but we can beat the white man in the field of ideas.
Yeah.
Jesse was freeing up black people all over the world, brothers. That was a very significant thing that the Reverend Jackson did. I don't care what his motive was. I'm just telling you the effect of what he did on our people. When we stood by him, the enemy knew that this is too much power. Muslim and Christian standing together, that's too much of an example for our people. Let's bust this up. And they worked. They were successful to a degree. I told Reverend Jackson, I wrote him a letter, but I never delivered it to him, and I'm sorry that I didn't. But in that letter, I said, Reverend Jackson, I said, you resemble the Messiah. I said, you got to look at your black, but you can fit in with this people or that people. I said, everybody on the earth is looking for somebody. The Christians are looking for the return of Christ. The Jews looking for the Messiah. The Muslims looking for the Mahdi. All Mesoamerica is looking for the return of Quetzalcoatl. Everybody's looking for this male figure coming as a savior. I said, Reverend Jackson, as you speak, people of all different races begin to see this in you. I said, therein lies the danger. Because once they begin to see that in you, they'll attempt to kill you. Because the ruling powers don't want the Messiah. I didn't say he was the Messiah. I said he looked like. I said, Reverend Jackson, you must remember that you are not a politician. Yours is a spiritual campaign couched in political terms. I said, but once you start thinking like a politician, God will take his spirit from you. I said, they're trying to divide you and me. I said, I hope you'll have the strength to say to them like Jesus said to Satan, get thee behind me, Satan. I never delivered that letter to the brother. It was to be hand delivered, because at the time Jesse was backing away from me because of all the pressure he was getting from white people. And sure enough, the words that I wrote in the letter that never got to Reverend Jackson have actually come to pass. He's a brilliant black man. One of the most brilliant men we got among us, brothers. Jesse is no Rudy Poop. He's no lightweight fella. But he wanted to be political. He wants acceptance by white people. And when you begin to bend and bow to get acceptance by your enemy and play the game of politics, then you find you start losing your spirit. You can't speak like a free man anymore. You got to write every word down. And then it has no essence in it, no life in it. It's words, but there's no life in the word. So the brother began to lose the magnetism that he had in '84. He was a magnet. He don't have that magnetism now. He can get it again, but he got to go back to God. Leave the white man and go back to God. I'm saying all of that to say that through all of that, that enemy threw everything he had at us. The only thing he didn't do was shoot me. But he thought his pen was that powerful. And we literally laughed at him. And beat him at every debate. Never back down. They almost begged me to apologize to Jewish people. I said, for what? I didn't do you no wrong. I told the truth. Get me that book, Secret Relationship, brother. You got one? You got a copy here? Bring it to me quickly. The Jews are the most powerful of all white people. They are so powerful that their power reaches all over the world because they're in every nation under different names. And they stopped me, or tried to, in every country that we went into. Somebody's reading this one. Is this yours, Sister Ina? Oh. The Secret Relationship between blacks and Jews. You got to get this book. All the research was done by the research department of the Nation of Islam coming out of Boston, Massachusetts. And this book documents the Jewish role in our condition. From their own pen, not from us, from their scholars. Do you have this book here tonight? You do? Well, give me a fresh copy. Not that there's anything wrong with this copy, but I just want to see that there is a fresh copy. But whoever owns this one has been dealing with this. And who's the person that owns this? Would you stand up? Sister, has this been a revelation? You notice how the Jews have always told us it's the Arabs? The Arabs did this, the Arabs did that, the Arabs sold us into bondage, the Arabs did this. Here, from their own pens, Okay. Is Brother Wally here? Yes, ma'am. He's getting the paper out tonight. Yes, ma'am. Well, you know, when I came in that door, I saw all these things on sale out there in the lobby. I don't know what that is. If this is a bazaar, this is a supermarket. I don't know what this is. But I know this, that a book of this magnitude ought to be here every time we meet. And selling t-shirts and sweatshirts and pies and cakes and whatnot, that's fine, but that ain't saving nobody here. It's knowledge that's going to free our people. So I want the officials to be very careful that you don't turn the mosque into a bazaar. You know, Jesus had to drive money changers out of the temple. I don't want to have to do something similar. That those kind of things take precedent over the value of what all of this was set up for. This was set up to educate our people, to free them, and give them a measure of control over their own lives and destiny. And nothing should ever, ever, ever take precedent over knowledge and the Word. All of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's books should always be here, so that these young men and women, or older men and women, who might be inspired by a word that we say, might want to go home and read more about what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught, those books should always be available. Not t-shirts and sweatshirts and sweatpants and things with my name on it that I didn't give you no permission to put my name and my picture on things. And I want you to stop it without my permission. I don't get nothing from it. You use my name, which you didn't give me, and you use my picture to merchandise me. And the nation don't get any benefit from it that I know of. You shouldn't do these things. If you're going to use my name, why don't you ask my permission? Not that I won't give it to you, but ask it. Show me the respect, since that's my name and my face. This book details what Jews did to put us in the condition that we're in right now. Brothers, I know it's expensive. I think it's $24.95. That is expensive. But the knowledge in this book, if you just knew it and at the right time just dropped a little of it. I'm going to buy 100 of them. And I'm sending them to all the black leaders, all members of the Black Caucus. They got to read this. key black preachers who are in the hip pocket of our enemies. You got to send a book like this to a Michael Jackson. You got to send a book like this to all our artists who are controlled by members of this community who don't know nothing about that secret relationship. Send it to all of them. They'll send you the money and thank you for it. They're getting some strength. When Mr. Michael Jordan didn't show up at the little house party, the president didn't dare say nothing bad about Michael Jordan because he's looking for black votes next year. He was hurt that Michael didn't show up. But Michael is beginning now, there ain't no meow. Boy getting a little growl coming up in the voice now. Brothers, you're lions, you're mighty, mighty men. And once ignorance and fear is removed, the steps that you will make will shake the world. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad wants to put the knowledge in your head. That's all you need is the knowledge and the guidance. Ain't nobody got to tell you what to do after you get the knowledge and the guidance. You know what to do. But in unity, we'll be able to conquer and do much for our people. So in my conclusion, I'd like to hand this book back to its owner. I'm sorry that the book is not available tonight, but it will be here without fail Friday night, and it will be here on Sunday, and every time the doors open, the book will be here. Yes, sir. Well, I'm not going to hold them till they get here. I do. I'm a little tired, so I'm going to let you go and go myself. But I want to conclude, brothers and sisters, by saying that if you give your life to Allah and to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad as the guide, he will do more for your life than you have been able to do for your life with what you have in your head. I thank Allah for the day that I met the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That was the best day of my life. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad was not the eloquent speaker. From my limited understanding, that's the way I thought. And he looked up in my face when I first saw him and said, "Brother, don't pay no attention to how I'm saying it. You pay attention to what I'm saying." Then he said, "You put it in that fine language that you know." Looking me right up in my face. I didn't say this. I was thinking that he wasn't eloquent. And the very thing that he said I should do is the very thing that I am doing. That man gave us Malcolm, and Malcolm was my first teacher. So many of our people who love Malcolm really never got a chance to know him. He was an excellent teacher. Excellent teacher. One of the best representatives I've ever heard of Elijah Muhammad. When he was on, he was on. I learned so much from Malcolm. And the main thing I learned from him, through the Honorable, of course, from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, through him, was how to be a man. He was roaring then, brother. And I heard a lion roar, and I wanted to roar like that lion. And there's nothing wrong with that, brother. If you are a lion and you hear a lion, you want to be yourself. Did you know I used to stammer? It would take me a long time just to get a word or two out. That's the way I used to talk. So I wouldn't talk. I'd sing or play my violin. That's the way I communicated, through my music, not through speech. I didn't even know I could talk till I became a follower of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I'm telling you, brothers, I'm not trying to say this to put nothing on myself. I'm just trying to tell you, I was nothing. I mean, I had been to college. I went 3 years. I never graduated. And I left college. I was a good student when I wanted to be, which was rare. I wasn't interested in that. I was interested in black people and my music. Brothers, I didn't play with this religion. I came here serious. And I gave up what I thought I loved, which was my music, to be a Muslim. The messenger tried me 30 days after I got in the mosque. He said, you got 30 days to get out of music or get out of the mosque. And music was all I knew. Didn't take me but 5 minutes to make up my mind. I'm out of music. And I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't come in here with the thought that I'm going to be a minister. I didn't come in the nation with the thought that one day I'll be sitting in the seat of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I didn't know nothing about none of that. I just came to be a Muslim. But I came sincere. And all we're saying to you, brothers and sisters, if you come sincere to Allah, don't worry about what you're not. Don't think that you can't be great. That's a false thought, and you need to forget it. You were born great. Born to be great. You just have to recognize God and submit to His greatness, then He'll share His greatness with you. What I'm saying to you, FOI and MGT, brothers and sisters, I came, and Elijah Muhammad gave me a prayer to say, and that prayer starts, surely I have turned myself to Thee, O Allah. Now, as a student, I know that I didn't turn myself, because nothing turns on its own. Whenever you see something turning, there's a power turning it. The earth is turning, but there's a power turning the earth, and the power is the light coming from the sun, the energy in the light turning the earth. Once I came to the light of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that light in my head began to turn me away from the enemy toward Allah. So we say, surely I have turned myself, but the correct way is, surely the light of Allah in me that I believe is now turning me to Allah. Okay? Striving to be upright. There's the key to your power, brother. You can't accept this knowledge to live a low-down life. If you come here to get the knowledge and you don't want a moral life, a moral existence, a better life for yourself, the knowledge is not going to help you, because it will remove your fear, but then your fearlessness will make you rob banks, sell drugs, do crazy things which will end you up either dead or in jail, but you won't be on this path because you took the knowledge but you rejected the moral thing. You don't want to strive to be upright to him who originated the heavens and the earth. If you accept this light, then you, each of you, male and female, young and old, must strive to be upright to him. Not just upright, but upright to him who originated the heavens and the earth. Man, that's powerful language, brother. Be upright, not low down. Upright to God and his law and his will, for he is the originator of the heavens and the earth. And then we're made to say, and I am not of the polytheists. I refuse to bow down to the thing I bowed down to yesterday. I bow down only to God. No associate has he. He don't have no partners. He don't have no cohorts. God is singular, alone, in control. He's one, incomparable, unique. He has no associate. And this am I commanded. I am of those who submit. I came to Islam to submit. I didn't come here to tell Elijah Muhammad how to do this. I didn't know how to do nothing. I came to be told. My captain had not finished